and looks at a ball outside. Denard Span 2 for 8 in the series. And it just misses. 2 balls, no strikes.
Carmona walked 4 in his last start. And if you remember, they started the game 3 for 4 off him.
Span taking all the way, and he missed badly, 3-0.
Carl Willis came out to the mound, talked to him, and after that, they finished 1 for 15. But the Minnesota Twins, no stranger to Carmona, they're going to make him get in the strike zone.
Span will be taking all the way here. And it's low, ball 4, so not a good start for Carmona as Span trots to first. It'll bring up Orlando Cabrera, riding a 15-game hitting streak. 3rd time in his career he's done that, equaling his career best. Having a good series. Cabrera 5 for 9 against the Indians, with 3 of his 5 hits going for doubles.
Yeah, this guy has been rejuvenated in this Twins uniform.
And he takes a strike. As a Twin, Cabrera batting .471, speaking to your point about rejuvenation.
Well, he's been around the game long enough. It's not going to be a shock to him to get traded or go to a new team. He can fit right in because he fits in right in front of Morneau. Look at this.
Torregas jumps on it. Throw to first to retire Cabrera on the sacrifice bunt. 2-3 on the sacrifice. And down to second goes Span.
Well, it does 2 things. One thing, you get the runner into scoring position, but you never know. He was trying to bunt for a base hit. The job is done, but he moves the runner into scoring position early to try and get Blackburn an early lead.
Gives Carmona his first out here in inning 1, and now Joe Mauer. Mauer 4 for 8 in the series, and over his last 3 games, 6 for 12. Mauer still second in the American League in batting average, 6 points behind the leader, Ichiro Suzuki. And Carmona gets ahead with a quick strike. Span has good wheels, the runner at second base. And a fastball blew it right by him, 0-2. Mauer getting a day off from his catching duties today, serving as the designated hitter.
Well, you don't take his bat out of the lineup. You just give him that day off from crouching and getting the pressure off of those knees. Mm-hmm. And that's one thing that Redmond has done so well, filling in for Mauer.
The 0-2 ran it inside, but it sliced foul down the left side and into the seats.
That's what I like so far about Carmona, using that part of the plate to the left-handed hitters. Prior to going down, a lot of things with a sinker, sinker, sinker. When he tried to come in, he very inconsistent, and they never really had the look in there. He's got a consistent, well, not consistently go in there, but at least go in there for strikes to let them at least think he can get back in there, and that'll make his sinker away that much more effective.
Now the 2-strike pitch. On one hop, backhanded nicely by Peralta at third. And a good backhanded scoop at first by Jimenez. 2 down.
That was a nice play right there. Johnny Peralta on the short hop with it slicing away from him. Made a nice backhanded stab and was able to get it across the diamond. Span was coming from second and had to stop. There's that sinker. This is going to be our McDonald's. I'm loving it for a nice defensive play. Saved a run. The backhand, Peralta, the throw across. Jimenez picks it, and they get out number 2. Very nice play.
Nicely done on both ends. 2 away for Justin Morneau. Missed down and in for ball 1. Morneau 0 for his last 5. Leads the league in homers and runs batted in. Fausto Carmona, after the leadoff walk, has retired 2.
Well, this is where the Twins had trouble last night. They were 1 for 12 with runners on and 0 for 7 with runners in scoring position.
Going to look at our Firestone League leaders. Firestone, a tradition of innovation. Morneau 8 in front of Evan Longoria of Tampa, 9 in front of Mark Teixeira. He's ahead in the count, 2-0. And that fastball's low. 3 balls, no strikes. Now the set by the big right-hander. And he walked him on 4 straight. So 2 4-pitch walks in the inning.
I don't know if he wanted much to do right there with Morneau, but the thing of it is, Kubal's a guy that has hit him very well.
He's hit everybody in an Indians uniform well this year.
Well, he's 10 for 20 off Carmona's career with a couple of homers and 8 ribbies. And in his last start against the Twins, Kubal hit 2 3-run homers, if you remember, and it was Fausto Carmona that started that game. Did the damage early off him. So I was going to say, this is going to be a big test for Fausto this afternoon with the left-handers they have in the lineup. Not just the left-handers, a very good left-handed hitting team.
Eric Wedge saying, we don't need Carmona to go out and have him think in his mind that he has to pitch a shutout. So sometimes he tries too hard instead of just letting his ability. The old saying, trust your stuff instead of trying to make the perfect pitch every time.
Well, you've got to let him hit it. We watched last night. Aaron Laffey just went at him, and 3 hitters or less, 18 guys. He threw 3 pitches or less, and they put it in play, and he made them, a lot of them reach for the ball. He was outstanding. Right now, this is one thing that happens to Carmona when he gets into one of those ruts. He just continues to throw balls and can't make the adjustment to find the strike zone.
2-0 the count on Jason Kubal. 17th pitch of the inning coming up right here for Fausto Carmona. 2 on, 2 out. And he missed again. 3 balls and no strikes. Some anxious moments here at the outset for Carl Willis and Eric Wedge, watching Carmona walk 2. He has 2 outs, but he's in danger of walking the bases loaded here. Just did catch the outside corner. 3-1.
We talked a lot about last night Liriano from the left side. Inconsistent, walking a lot of people, and not being able to find the strike zone. Carmona's the exact opposite. He's from the right side. Liriano has 55 walks on the year.
3-1 pitch, sliced foul out of play.
But he'll have a chance to get out of this inning here. That's the first time Kubal's had to swing the bat.
So the runners will be off on this 3-2 pitch. And this will be the 20th pitch of the first inning for Fausto Carmona. Broke his bat, bounces it to first. Jimenez will take it himself, and Carmona gets out of it. Twins strand a pair, as Drupal Cabrera, red hot since the All-Star break, leads the Indians' offensive attack when we come back. Progressive Insurance, proud to be the official auto insurance provider of the Cleveland Indians. Grady Sizemore's Drupal Cabrera, Shin Soo Choo. Then it's Peralta, Hafner, and Jimenez, followed by Valbuena, Crow, and Torregas. Right-hander Nick Blackburn. Misses outside for ball one. With Kevin Slowey sidelined for the rest of the year with that surgery to remove bone chip in his right wrist, Blackburn now has become, I guess, one of the ace of the staff. 8-game winner and a 383 earned run average.
Everybody's going to have to pick up a little slack here, starting with Perkins and Blackburn and even Liriano. He's got one more start to try and turn it around.
Grady Sizemore starts the game for the Indians with a base hit into left field. It's his fourth hit of the series.
Let's check out the Twins defense for you behind Blackburn this afternoon. It's Kubel in left, Span in center, Kadire is in right. Crady at third, Cabrera at short, Casilla at second, Morneau at first, Redmond doing the catching. Nick Blackburn, 8-5 this year. He has given up 14 homers in his 138 2/3 innings, 3 complete games, and he is against the Indians been unbeatable. He's 4-0. Pitched against them April 24th this year. And went 7 innings, gave up 6 hits, 1 run. And got the first win against them this year. And out of his 5 starts, 4 times he's gone 7 innings against them, and he's gone 6 the last time. So he's found a way to go deep into the ball games against the Tribe.
Cabrera slices it foul. 1-1 to count. Since the All-Star break, as Drupal Cabrera has batted .321 with 11 runs batted in and 13 runs scored in 18 games. Sizemore draws a throw. Grady has 10 steals on the year. The 1-1. Looked to bunt, took a strike. 1-2 the count. Blackburn's really only had 3 clunker starts all year long. The first one way back on May the 5th, he allowed 6 earned runs, 9 runs altogether to the Tigers in 3 1/3 innings. Chopper foul first base side. Then he had back-to-back starts recently. One in Oakland, the next one in Anaheim, in which he allowed a total of 13 runs in 8 2/3 innings.
Well, that ball game he started out in Oakland, that was where they blew the 10-run lead, remember, against Oakland they had?
Yeah, he left the game. They were still up 13-7.
Yes. That bullpen gave it up, but they ended up, he didn't do his job as well when they gave him an early lead in that ball game.
Ground ball single into right field. Sizemore hits second. He's going to turn and burn for third. Kadyr's throw, and he is out by a mile.
Well, you ought to know with Michael Kadyr, he's up there in the league in assists every year. And you can see why. He plays on that carpet in Minnesota, but this is just a picture-perfect throw. A one-hopper. You can't do it any better than Michael Kadyr does right here. Grady hits. He didn't hesitate either. He says, I got to go to third base. There's Creedy waiting for him with the ball. Nice throw.
It took a good throw to get him, and he made a good one.
He certainly did.
Grady almost got the foot in there before he was tagged, but another example of the ball beat him to the bag. So 1 on 1 out now for Shin-Soo Choo. Choo looks at a ball outside. The interesting thing about Blackburn's last start is that he only allowed 4 runs to the Angels at home, but he gave up a dozen hits in 6 2/3 innings.
Well, that team is hitting the baseball very well. He is like night and day. At home, he's 5-0. You get him out on the road, he's 3-5, and that ERA is under 3 at home. It's 4.5 on the road. So he likes that dome to pitch in.
Cabrera running on the pitch, and Redmond lost the grip on the ball, so a steal for Cabrera, his 12th. And a runner in scoring position with 1 out now for Choo.
There you go. You're right. In the transfer is where it cost him. He might have had a chance. The pitch was down. It was a good pitch to run on, but coming out of the glove, couldn't find the handle to it. So Cabrera gets his 12th stolen base.
3 balls and a strike on Choo, who's hit in 9 of his last 10 games.
That outfield assist for Kadyr, it's his 3rd. He's been out, though, and has been injured. But no stranger to throwing him out.
(3-1) delivery. Broke the bat.
Whoa.
Barrel goes over the head of Blackburn, who ducked out of the way.
He had a read on that all the way.
Cabrera to third. Now 2 are out.
That one went windmilling right over his head. That looked like a chopper. Watch this thing go right over his head. He saw it all the way, and he just ducks. The ball goes to Cabrera at short, and Choo is thrown out. But boy, oh boy.
Whirly bird.
Yes, indeed.
2 away now for Johnny Peralta, who was held hitless in last night's game. And a perfect pitch over the outside corner for strike 1. Same spot. Talk about doubling up. Carbon copies, and it's 0-2. Runner at third with 2 down here in the first. That time he widened it out, but Johnny able to lay off. In the dirt. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Johnny's driven in 16 runs in his last 13 games. And a base hit here would give the Indians the early lead. 2-2 outside, full count. So from 0-2 to 3-2. And this will be the 20th pitch of the first inning for Nick Blackburn.
Well, he tried to get him to swing at his pitch out the zone, and Peralta would not do it.
And on the 3-2, punched it in the air. Coming in is Span, and the center fielder has it. An inning of play in the books. No score in Cleveland. Cleveland Indians, Continental Airlines, work hard, fly right. By McCafe Coffees at McDonald's, all made to order with fresh ground espresso beans. And by All Care Dental and Dentures, we make seeing the dentist easy. No score, second inning here at Progressive Field. Michael Kadire leading off for Minnesota. 1 for 4 in last night's game. After missing 3 games with a stiff lower back. Hammered, foul, look out. Everybody appears to be okay. Boy, that ball got in the seats in a hurry.
Yes, it did.
Able to lay off, pretty good pitch. 3-1.
Well, 2-1. It's easy to lay off that pitch when, as a hitter, you are ahead in the count.
That fastball is low. Third walk already for Carmona. Second straight inning he's walked the leadoff man. Let's look at the Alltel text poll question of the game. Which recently acquired relief pitcher has impressed you the most? Jess Todd, who made his Indians debut here. And last night's game, Chris Perez came in that same trade, or Justin Masterson, who came over from Boston. Text your answer to 31962. We'll have the results later in the game. Here's Joe Creedy, 1 for 9 in the series. And he looks at ball 1.
Well, that's 5 of 7. Ball ones. Not strike ones, ball ones.
Here comes Asdrubal Cabrera in from shortstop to offer some words of encouragement to Carmona. There's a strike called. The 1-1. Foul tipped, and the count of ball and 2 strikes now on Joe Creedy. His former team, the Chicago White Sox, start today a game in back of front-running Detroit in the American League Central Division. Indians will be heading to the Windy City after the ball game today and open a 3-game weekend series against the Sox tomorrow in Chicago. Low and away, 2 balls, 2 strikes. The 2-2. Foul tipped it. Count stays at 2-2. 30 pitches now in the game for Carmona. Leadoff man Michael Kadire is at first. In the dirt, and the count goes full.
Well, let's see. I would imagine here, nothing game that you would start the runner heading down to the bottom part of the lineup, full count. Carmona, a ground ball pitcher when he's in the zone.
Runner goes, 3-2 pitch, yanked down the left field line. Fair ball, into the corner it goes. On his way to third is Kadire. He'll get held there. Good strong throw in from Trevor Crow to the cutoff man. Twins at second and third with nobody out here in inning number 2 as Minnesota picks up its first hit of the game.
Well, Crow made a nice play and played it off the wall beautifully. Kadire didn't pick it up originally right off the bat, so he had to just hesitate a little bit around second base. But by the time he gets going, Crow, look at right back to him, played it nicely, got it in. So it's second and third. The Twins with a chance now to take the lead. For Creedy, his 15th double.
Mike Redmond steps in. And Carmona delivers a pitch outside, but Redmond went fishing for it. One of the few Twins hitters that's gone after a first pitch today.
Well, you know why, don't you? He's
not
got
playing
runners
every day.
Well, not playing, but he's got runners in scoring position thinking, okay, just get it close. He's a guy that pushes it to right field and concentrates that way, so they'll have a chance if he hits one in the air with Chu. Chu with the best arm out in the outfield. So now you got him down in the count. You got to go for the punch out here.
Redmond needs a new piece of lumber after that foul ball.
Nice little pine tar.
New bats, new tar. Go get him. Kadire, the runner at third, Creedy at second, with nobody out here in inning number 2. The 0-2 delivery. Liner to second. Valbuena backs up to grab it, one away. Save 70 to 81% off jewelry right now during the Overstock sale at Alvin's, your Cleveland family jeweler since 1931. Thousands of items, rings, earrings, pendants, diamonds, and gold, all up to 81% off. Find sale dates and locations at alvinsjewelers.com. One down for Alexi Casilla. And he takes a strike over the outside corner. Casilla batting ninth and hitting just 166 on the year.
Well, and he had a much better year last year. He was demoted this year to the minor leagues for not running out a fly ball at one point in time. And between him and Punto, they have really struggled to try and find some offensive, energy from these guys. One year ago, look at that, up over 300 a year ago with 39 ribbies. This is unbelievable. And they worked on him to keep that bat on his shoulder last year, to keep a short, compact swing so he could put the ball in play. And for whatever reason, last year it worked. This year he couldn't carry it over. Hard to figure out.
1-2 the count. He has 26 hits, Rick, and 157 at bats.
Hard to figure out. It's like, what'd you do in the offseason? Just forget everything they taught you last year? And coming off a good year, you try and you're like a sponge. You try and remember everything.
Came to camp with amnesia.
That's not the way to do it.
The 1-2. Swung on and missed. Carmona gets his first strikeout. 2 down here in the second. Now Denard Span will be the batter.
Fausto has a chance to get himself out of it. And that's the key there. That's a byproduct of getting ahead in the count to a hitter that's struggling right now. He got him to swing at a pitch out of the zone. So there's his first strikeout, his second out of the inning, and a chance to get out of it without allowing a run.
Denard Span never had to take the bat off his shoulder first time he was up. 4-pitch walk. And he takes a first pitch strike. Span 2 for 8 in the series. And a strike over the outside corner. So Carmona, who's been erratic with his command, 2 sharp pitches to jump ahead of Denard Span. And now, as Rick said, he's got a chance to pull himself up by the old bootstraps and get out of the inning.
That would be, you would think that would be a great lift for him. Early in the ball game, he was able to battle his way through the first. And if he can get through this second with second and third, nobody out, and get out of it, that would be a huge lift for Carmona.
Michael Kadire walked to open the inning, went to third on the double by Joe Creedy. But a line out by Mike Redmond, strikeout by Casilla. Now a 1-ball, 2-strike count on Denard Span. Broke his bat, right back to the mound. And Carmona walks the tightrope and makes it to the other side. Middle of the second, still no score. 0 for their last 12 with a runner in scoring position. And now Travis Hafner will lead off the bottom of the second. Looks at ball one outside. Hafner with a hit in 15 of his last 19 games. And he's driven in 10 during that time. Two balls, no strikes. Hafner, then Chris Jimenez and Luis Valbuena here in the Tribe half of the second. Comes right in there with a strike. Two one popped high in the air, foul near the Indians' dugout. Creedy will make the catch. One out here in the second inning. When the Indians go deep this year, we raise money for a very worthwhile charity, the Gathering Place, helping individuals and families coping with cancer. Great Clips donates $50 for every homer this year by the Tribe and over $7,000 to date. You can log on to touchedbycancer.org to make a donation of your own. Chris Jimenez trying to snap an 0 for 13 skid. And he'd love to do something special today on this, the 50th birthday of his mom, Pam Jimenez, who's back home in Gilroy, California.
Well, happy birthday. Let's hope she's got DirecTV and she's checking it out.
Hopefully he can hit a
It's
home
early
for
back
Mom.
there now. You know, it's not even 10 o'clock.
I'm sure she's already been up for hours waiting for this game.
No, breakfast in bed, turning it on.
That's right, on your birthday, absolutely. Chris, big chopper to third. Creedy retires him one away, or two down, excuse me.
Well, you don't want to miss the Sugardale Dollar Dog Night Tuesday when the Indians will return from Chicago. The Texas Rangers will come to town, get back into the Western Division. Hot dogs will be $1 throughout the game. Come on out and see how many you can eat.
Luis Valbuena with two down on the bases empty. 0 for 4 in the series opener, sat out last night's game. Valbuena has hit in 8 of his last 10 games, batting .289 over that span. High pop. First baseman Justin Morneau near the coach's box. He has it, and the Indians go 1-2-3. After 2 innings of play, no score in Cleveland. Lots of
All right,
kids
I
in
gotta quiet
attendance here
down.
this
Yeah, it's
afternoon.
a day game now. Relax.
All right, leading it off is Orlando Cabrera. Sacrifice bunt his first time up. Looks at ball one. Ground ball in the hole.
Hitting streak goes.
And that's a new career high for Orlando Cabrera as he has hit in 16 straight.
Well, it's the third straight inning that the Twins have had their leadoff man aboard, and he is really, he's swinging the bat as well as we've seen him. Of course, that pitch up, but, when you get a mistake, you take advantage of it, and he is hot. That is the second hit for the Twins.
And it will bring up Joe Mauer, who was robbed of a hit his first time up on a terrific play, both by Johnny Peralta and first baseman Chris Jimenez. Low for ball one. Mauer, then Morneau here in the third after Cabrera reaching to start with a base hit. In the air, left field near the line. Long run for Crow. He is going to make the grab just inside the line. Cabrera went back and tagged it first and slides in safely at second base. Boy, a risky play by Orlando Cabrera, but it pays off as it gets into scoring position.
Very heads-up play, really, when you think about it, because that ball was going to be a fair ball if it lands. So a lot of times as a base runner, you want to go. If he can't catch up to it, you'll get to third base. But he had the presence to go back and tag up. He felt that he was going to catch the ball, so a pretty good read, pretty good instincts, and that's good hustle to get into scoring position because Trevor made a nice catch and also a nice throw. And you can see he's pumped up. So now you feel good about making that out because the runner's in scoring position.
As I mentioned, Twins 0 for their last 12 with runners in scoring position, make it 0 for 13 as Morneau grounds to short on one pitch, 2 down. Let's go down on the farm, check out our Subway fresh face of the game. Carlos Santana riding a 13-game hitting streak. Tied for second in homers, leading, or I should say he's second in runs batted in and tied for third in runs scored.
Got a few
Subway,
guys down
play
there
hard, eat fresh.
in the minor leagues having some pretty good years, don't we?
Jason Kubel with 2 down and a runner at third looks at ball one outside. That Akron Arrows team, really since day one, has been out front, having a great year.
Well, and that Columbus team, they have had the shuttle working between here and there. So they have had a number of different players go through there, as well as the Indians have here.
1-0 pitch. Check. Did he go? They appeal. Larry Vanover said he held up. Speaking of that turnover you were talking about, only 12 players on the opening day roster or the disabled list are currently still a part of the Indians' 25-man roster.
There has been a lot of movement this year. They used pitcher number 28 last night.
Carmona gets the tapper, throws to first, and again, he works around potential damage. And the Twins' struggles continue, now 0 for 14 with runners in scoring position. a field where the Indians and Twins are locked in a scoreless duel.
That bat's a little small for him.
I think so. Trevor Crowe fouls the first pitch out of play. Crowe 2 for 5 in the series. In his 5 games since returning from the minor leagues, he's batted .381 with 6 runs scored. Bounces one right at Alexei Casilla, who throws him out, 1 away.
The next Subway half-off tickets game will be Tuesday, August 18th against the Angels. You can visit any participating Northeast Ohio Subway location. Pick up your coupon for half-off Upper Box Indians tickets and redeem your coupon at the Progressive Field box office or at any Indians team shop.
How's that?
Boom. Got stuck.
Wyatt Torregas batting ninth today. Behind the dish. 1 for 5 in his major league debut the other night. Got his first major league hit. And almost came up with a game winner late in the game, but he ended up with a liner that was caught by the shortstop, turned into a double play. Lines this one just fouled on the first base side. Former Virginia Tech Cavalier Wyatt Torregas. Or Hokie, what am I saying? 0-2 pitch. He was telling me, you remember a few years ago, I don't remember how many years exactly, but Vatek opened the season, that big early season game was on ESPN, and Lee Corso, you know how he does the picks before the game?
Right.
He picked them to lose. I think they were playing Georgia Tech. I think he picked them. And not only did Vatek win the game, but they had a storm, and lightning struck Corso's car in the parking lot.
No, it did not.
So that'll teach him to pick on Virginia Tech. There's our great clip of the game from yesterday. Grady Sizemore. Couple of knocks. Relax, you're at Great Clips. 2 down for Grady Sizemore, who had a base hit his first time up. Takes a strike outside corner. Fouled on the right side, just a little bit too far out in front.
I want to send out happy birthday wishes to Bill Euchre of Pittsboro, North Carolina, turning 60. And I believe Lisa Euchre of Avon, 38, would be his daughter. So happy birthday to the Euchres.
0-2 to Sizemore. Into the big glove of Justin Morneau, and the Indians go 1-2-3, and Nick Blackburn has set down 8 straight Cleveland Indians hitters.
porch up there, the party deck. Looking in.
Fair down the left field line into the corner it goes. Kadire on his way to second base. And he'll go in standing with a leadoff double. Second double of the day for Minnesota. And they've had their leadoff man aboard in every inning.
Yes, they have. He has had to work out of the stretch. After that first hitter, rarely going from the full windup. But Kadire gets a little sinking fastball inside. It was up, and he ropes it past Peralta at third base. So the third hit.
Minnesota's just 1 for 9 against Carmona out of the stretch.
They had their problems last night after they did a lot of damage in game 1 of this series. 16 hits.
They're hitless in their last 14 tries with a runner in scoring position. Let's see if Carmona can continue that misery for the Twins.
We want to send along happy birthday wishes to Blair Reaney, also over at the STO office. Blair turning 29 today. Happy birthday.
The scoreboard update brought to you by Wendy's. It's way better than fast food. It's Wendy's.
You talk about that Twins offense. 6 for 12 on Tuesday night with runners in scoring position. 0 for 14 cents.
Remember, we talked about it on the last road trip with the Indians. They went from Toronto, where they couldn't buy a hit with a runner in scoring position, and then they just started coming like water out of a faucet against Seattle. Foul down the first base side. Also want to send along happy birthday wishes today to John Grabowski in Northfield Center.
Oh, yeah.
Celebrating
happy birthday,
his
John.
85th birthday, a longtime Indians fan.
I'm sure he's tuned in today.
No score here in inning number 4. Twins have already left 5 on base. Indians just 1. Creedy doubled against Carmona his first time up, but the count was flip-flopped at that time. Creedy was ahead in the count.
Right.
Runner goes on the 0-2 pitch, swing and a miss, throw to third, and a high throw allows Kadire to get in there. He gets his 5th steal of the year. 1 down after Creedy strikes out, second punch out for Carmona.
Well, see what happens, the difference in Carmona. He's ahead in the count 0-2. You get the hitter to swing at a ball out of the zone. Heads up play by Kadire because he's figuring, all right, I'm going to take off, and he steals third base easier, and he's not a base stealer. But he's able to get over there and get in scoring position. Now it's up to 8-9. They had an opportunity the first time around.
Infield in for Mike Redmond, who looks at ball 1 down low.
It seems like something goes off in Carmona's head when he gets that base runner on. All of a sudden, after that double back and he's given up the first hit in the second inning, out of his last 24 pitches, 17 have been strikes.
Little dribbler up the first base side, foul. 1-1. Redmond hit a soft liner to second. That was the first out in the second inning with runners at second and third. If he hit that same ball right here, it'd be a base hit.
Yeah, you're right.
Drawn in.
Yes, it would. Oh, he's trying to do that same thing because that's the way he goes. Chu really playing him shallow and right. He's just looking for something away. He's playing Pepper.
Yeah. Almost looked like he changed his mind in the middle of his swing. Down on the count 1-2 with Alexi Casilla on deck. Back up the middle. Balbuena looks the runner back to third. 2 down. Nicely done.
Well, if you're traveling, you can always catch the Tribe games on your computer with MLB.tv. It's the ultimate baseball experience featuring 100 live out-of-market games per week, plus on-demand games. For full details, visit Indians.com, where baseball is always on.
Now the infield backs up with 2 down. AT CLE, the batter. Oh, it skips away from Torregas, and the Twins are going to take the lead. Mike Redmond scores on a wild pitch unleashed by Fausto Carmona. And Minnesota has the first and only run of this game.
Well, that was a tough one. You see where that one hit it. Had to make CLE jump out of his toe hold. So the stolen base pays dividends. The wild pitch, the 5th of the year for Carmona, will score Minnesota's first run.
One ball, one strike to count on Alexei Casilla. Struck out his first time up. Broken bat bouncer, backhanded by Jimenez. The long flip to Carmona, and the inning is over. But the wild pitch costs Carmona a run, and Minnesota has a 1-0 lead, middle of the 4th. Downtown Cleveland. Nick Blackburn has set down 8 straight Indians hitters. But if you're going to get to Nick Blackburn, this is the inning to do it. In the 4th inning this year, he's given up 16 earned runs, the most of any inning. Opponents batting over 300 against him. And he surrendered 5 homers. So he's given up more runs, more hits, more homers in the 4th inning of games this year than any other. Fouled over by the Twins dugout. Cabrera singled, stole a base in the 1st, but was stranded at 3rd. One ball and 2 strikes. And a ground ball foul. Hey, McDonald's wants to put you on the air. Go to STOHD.com right now and register to win a chance to spend 2 innings in the booth with us September 26th when the Indians play host to the Baltimore Orioles. The 1-2. Missed outside with it, not by much. 2-2. Reddy Sizemore and Asdrubal Cabrera have the only 2 hits for the Indians today. Came back-to-back in the first. In the air, left center, long run for Kubel. He can't get it. His dive was in vain, and into second base with a leadoff double is Asdrubal Cabrera. So we'll see if the 4th inning bugaboo continues to plague Nick Blackburn here today.
Well, Asdrubal, a pretty good swing on this 2-strike pitch, 2-2. Just stayed on it and plugs the gap in left center field. Kubel makes a diving attempt to no avail. He wasn't going to catch up to the ball anyway. So for Cabrera, his 27th double.
Shin-Soo Choo grounded to short his first time up. In that first inning, when Choo came to the plate, he hit a ball off the end of the bat, and his bat split in 2. The barrel went flying over the top of pitcher Nick Blackburn. The ball went to short, where Orlando Cabrera easily threw him out. Well, Choo leads the Indians and runs batted in with 61.
Well, last 2 games, this is his 6th at bat with a runner in scoring position. He is 2 for 5. Well, right here, you just want to at least try to pull that ball and get him over.
Ball down low, 2-0. Choo is 8th in the American League with 61 walks this year. 5th in on-base percentage at .400. Call to strike on the inside corner. Choo doesn't like it.
Well, unless he was really cheating to look away and try and get a pitch. He had to back off, but they ran that one way inside. It wasn't too bad of a pitch. It had a little tail to it coming back over the plate.
2-1 pitch. In the air, center field.
Got to tag up.
Span will make the catch, tagging at second. Cabrera going to third, and the throw is cut off. So the tying run is at third base with 1 out here in the 4th.
Well, get your group together for summer camp day next Thursday. A week from today, it's the same 12:05 start. Texas Rangers are in town. All kids 14 and under will receive a Fausto Carmona Bobble Buddy. That's a figurine. That'll be next Thursday. Texas Rangers in town. Well, here's a guy, a chance to drive in another run.
Peralta fly to center his first time up. That was with 2 outs. Looks at ball 1 outside. You know, I was just thinking to myself, and I had to look, and we have not seen Texas since opening day.
I know that. They come again. They come back one more time after this, believe it or not.
Again in September.
So, yeah, we opened the season in Texas for 3 games, and they started this season off on a bad note for the Indians. And they're having a good year, although they have lost their last 3 in a row.
Yeah, 4.5 out in the AL West.
So maybe we can put a little damper on their year.
Infield in for the Twins. Tying run at thirds. Peralta chased one up out of the zone, 1-2.
Out of the zone. Johnny helps him out, trying to get on top of a high fastball. Johnny although the Indians scored 8 last night, had a tough night 0 for 5 with 3 punch-outs. Just put it in play here.
Up high. Tried to tempt him again. 2-2.
And last night, the Indians hitters, they struck out 10 times as a team. That's the 3rd time the Twins have done that to the Indians this year, and they've done it 14 times on the year where their pitching staff has had 10 strikeouts during a game, but 3 times to the Indians.
2-2, line to right. Right at Kadire, who makes the catch. Tagging, coming home, Cabrera. Throw to the plate, and Asdrubal slides around Redmond, and we are tied at 1. Johnny Peralta with his 56th run batted in of the year. Kadire made it close at home plate, but Asdrubal Cabrera was able to just navigate his way around Mike Redmond.
Well, close, but watch, he couldn't get in position to throw this ball. It was hit just a hair deep. He was catching on his back foot before. He couldn't really get a whole lot of momentum on it, but still made a strong, accurate throw. But in comes Cabrera, so they get him over, get him in. Peralta, 56th ribby, and we have a new ball game.
Now Travis Hafner, who fouled out his first time to the plate. Swing and a miss, 1-1. So really, when you talk about fundamentals, that's good baseball. You get him to second base, you get him over, and you get him in.
That's why you had to tag up on that ball to center field. Get you over to third base and give your next guy a chance to tie it up.
Makes Shin-Soo Choo feel a whole lot better about his at-bat, too.
You know, that's what it's all about day in and day out about baseball, doing the little things for your teammate, for the guy next to you, because, you know, when you move him over and you're consistently hitting in this, you know, pretty much the same spot in the batting order, people start doing it for you, and it's a contagious thing that they start feeding off each other, and that's what a winning team does.
Strike called, and the count goes full on Hafner. 60 pitches now on the day for Nick Blackburn with 2 down here in the 4th inning. And now the payoff pitch. Foul back. Now Blackburn steps away. Payoff pitch. Rifled into center field. Hafner with a base hit. Indians' 4th knock of the day. And it comes with 2 outs here in the 4th inning.
That ball down. All he does is just drop the bat head on it. Looks like he scoops it out. Hits it right back up the middle. Duck. That's low aircraft flying above.
And it brings up Chris Jimenez with 2 down here in the inning. Bouncer to third base, his first time up. Takes a strike over the outside corner. Chris has fallen into a 0 for 14 slump here. Nothing into the count. Talking to Twins broadcaster Dan Gladden, former big leaguer, who said that pitch that Jimenez just swung and missed, he said that's the pitch that got us all. It's that pitch that's just on the outside part of the plate or maybe just a little bit off. He said it's tough to lay off and it's tough to hit anyway. And he said it's one of those pitches that as you mature and you get a little more experience, you're either able to lay off or you start looking for it and you go out after it.
And either way, you're not successful with it.
Yeah, it's either way, you're still not going to make a living doing it.
No siree. That's why you don't get into that situation. Don't get yourself to that point where you have to swing at it.
2-2. Fouls it away. Is there a tendency to start inching up a little bit closer to the plate to get to that pitch that's away?
If you start inching up, the catcher sees you,
coming in,
and then they'll just call for a different pitch.
No, I'm not saying during an at-bat, but just in your general overall approach, would you get a little closer to the plate?
Well, no. You stay right where you're at. Catchers, they notice that stuff. They know where you stand. They look down before they even put the sign down every time. When you walk into that batter's box and you get your toe hold from pitch number 1, they know exactly where you're sitting, or where you're standing, I should say. And if you change that and try and get in,
how often during your career would you say you ever changed your positioning
you
on and off the plate?
You change in the box. Guys used to do it from pitch to pitch, and sometimes from at bat to at bat. They don't do it much anymore. That's just something that they get focused in where they're at and they stay. With a guy that has a slow breaking ball or something, a really good changeup, why not move up in the box like let's say Jamie Moyer, for example. Instead of standing way back in the box where that changeup's going to die before it gets to you, move up in the box so you can hit it before it's too low.
Blackburn's 2-2. Just missed, full count. Are guys more likely to change front to back in the box as opposed to getting closer to the plate or off the plate?
I would think so, yeah. That's not bad.
Runner goes, 3-2 pitch is low, ball 4. So a 2-out walk, and Jimenez trots down to first. Indians at first and second with 2 down for Luis Valbuena.
I think the key when you do something like that, if you're going to move around in the box and you're thinking about it, you try and take the pitcher's best pitch away from him. If it's a changeup and he's throwing the ball down in the zone and you're way out in front and you're waving at the ball, move up in the box so at least you can reach it. Now what you may do is he may throw fewer changeups to you and you may get a fastball. And you have an opportunity to hit his fastball, which is not his best pitch. His changeup might be his best pitch. So you try and take his best pitch away from him.
Gotcha.
And go out of his game.
Well, Blackburn's game struggling here in the 4th. As we told you earlier, this is the one inning all year long that he's had trouble in. He's now made 34 pitches in the inning after making 39 through the first 3 innings combined. But the Indians have managed just 1 run to this point. Still, it's the only time they've really had him in trouble. First 2 batters reached in the first inning, but Sizemore was thrown out trying to go to third on the hit by Cabrera, and since then, Blackburn was in command until the leadoff double by Cabrera here in the 4th. And then after the sac fly by Peralta, Hafner singled, Jimenez drew a walk, and now Valbuena in a good count, 2-1. And suddenly the 75th pitch of the day already for Nick Blackburn.
Yes.
2-2 the count. After Valbuena got caught in between.
Tried to go out, and I must have been looking for a fastball or something away, but he throws a nice breaking ball tight, and he just couldn't hold up.
Fouled on the right side, just pulled it a little too far out in front of it. Two on, 2 out, tied at 1 here in the 4th. 2-2 pitch. 1 hopper to short. Cabrera, nice job on gloving it, throws him out. Inning over, but the Indians come back to tie it 1-1 after 4. By Alltel Wireless. Choose who you call for free with My Circle. Any number, any network. Back here at Progressive Field, 1-1 our score, 5th inning between the Indians and the Twins. Fausto Carmona fires the first pitch, strike into Denard Span. .63 pitches now for Carmona. The way this game started in the first inning and the way the second inning started, you just kind of felt in the back of your mind, oh, it's going to be one of those days for Fausto, but he's been able to work out of trouble here today. Leadoff man has been aboard in every inning for Minnesota, but they have just one run to show for it.
Well, and it was his wild pitch that allowed them to score.
Balbuena will throw out Span, one down. Here's our direct energy bringing the gas sequence. Go back to the second inning. Second and third for the Twins. And one out, Alexi Casilla at the plate.
Well, the key here, it was after that double where he really zoomed in and he found the strike zone. He missed with that one, but he didn't on that one. And when that hit a count, he got him to swing at a pitch out of the zone.
Direct Energy offers simple solutions for your natural gas supply needs. Here is Orlando Cabrera, who singled his last time up to extend his hitting streak to a career best 16 in a row.
No, I like that pitch. That's a good pitch. He ended up losing his toe hold. He feels very comfortable in the batter's box right there. So now he's just got to bend back, get out of the way. That's a good pitch. See, when you're swinging the bat well, you don't mind. You get back up. Oh boy, that thing came inside. But when you're scuffling, you're looking for hits. That's when you get upset on pitches like that. He's okay with it now because he's hot. 16-game hitting streak. Look at that. Steps right back up and hits it.
Another base hit for Cabrera.
See, when you're swinging the bat well, you don't care about anything.
That's a good point, though. I'm interested to hear that because when you're struggling, you're just mad, period.
Right.
So then a guy throws one up and in. You're
He
really
got up. He was smiling, and he says, you know what, no big deal. That's okay. I'm hot. Well, you know what? Take that. Gets another base hit. Good for you. That's what you're supposed to do.
Basically what you're saying is let a sleeping dog lie.
That's right.
Don't hit the guy that's struggling.
That's right. Well, you know what? There's a lot more to it than you think. You wake a guy up, and you're asking for trouble.
Joe Mauer 0 for 2 today steps in.
Nothing wrong with putting that guy that's killing you on his back.
Swing and a miss from Mauer. Oh, 1 pitch in tight. Speaking of brushback pitches and baseball's rougher edges, on this day in 1969, Minnesota Twins manager Billy Martin punches Dave Boswell, sending his pitcher to the hospital to get 20 stitches. The incident occurred after a fight broke out between Boswell and teammate Bob Allison.
Well, you couldn't win that fight if you're going against Allison because everybody would beat you up.
Of course,
Billy punched somebody? Get out of here.
I was going to say, Billy Martin found his way in the middle of more fights than just about anybody.
I think he was with the Twins, too. Wasn't there a businessman that he punched?
What did Billy weigh, about 160 pounds?
Marshmallow salesman. Yeah, Billy was. You're exactly right. That might have been soaking wet with all his clothes on.
But, man, he's scrappy. The 1-2. Slow chopper up the line. Almost stayed fair, but kicked foul at the last moment.
Well, you wanted that one to stay fair.
Wasn't there a famous incident, too, with Martin in Baltimore where he challenged one of his pitchers to a fight and he got beat up?
Ed Whitson.
Yeah,
that was Ed Whitson, who used to be with us. He went over there, with the Yankees. It was at the Cross Keys Hotel in Baltimore. We were going in, I think, after them.
He clobbered his manager pretty good, didn't he?
Billy got beat up. He might have broke his wrist on that one. Ed Whitson, the guy that played here, was in San Diego. He used to call him the old dirt farmer.
Liner to left, coming in Crow. He's going to lay back, play it on a big hop. And now back-to-back hits for Minnesota here in the fourth inning.
Boy, that's why you wanted that ball to stay fair. It was one little hop away from it.
Well, Mauer, Morneau, and Kubel have already had a pretty good series for Minnesota. These are the three guys in the middle of this lineup that continue to hit the ball well.
That was a four-seamer he left up in the zone. So an easier pitch for Mauer to go the other way with. So he gets his first hit of the afternoon. So first and second now with one out.
Justin Morneau has walked and grounded out. On Tuesday night, Mauer, Morneau, and Kubel were a combined 7 for 15 with 4 runs batted in. And they combined to go 3 for 7 in scoring position, with runners in scoring position. And they tattooed the Indians. Last night, Aaron Laffey turned the tables on not only the big three, but the rest of that Twins lineup. And so far, Carmona has contained them as well, but he's flirting with trouble here. Ew, what a diving stop by Cabrera. Goes to second for one. Relay. Not in time on a close play at first. Boy, Morneau somehow beat it out at first base, but a sensational diving stop by Asdrubal Cabrera. I thought that ball was going to get into left field for sure.
I thought it was under his glove. And I mean to tell you, if they would have turned this would have been some kind of beautiful double play. Just to get one is great. I didn't think Valbuena was going to be able to turn it, and he just does beat it out. Beautiful. He had to get his balance before he could even throw that ball. And you can see where Morneau just came down on the bag. Beautifully done. Nice defense. Boy, that's a pitcher's friend right there.
You're not kidding.
Great play. Saved at least a hit, and now gives him a chance to get out of the inning. Boy, they almost had the double play.
And we've seen Valbuena. One thing about him,
in there.
He does. He's like a quarterback in the pocket with the protection giving way all around him, and he just stands right in there and turns it. Outside 2-0 to Kubel. Tied at 1 here in the fifth. Twins at first and third with 2 down. And a liner to first caught by Chris Jimenez. And the Twins' futility with runners in scoring position continues now 0 for their last 18, and we're still tied at 1. To the bottom of the fifth inning. Terrific play by Asdrubal Cabrera as he's talking to Luis Rivera, the Indians infield instructor.
Well,
that
boy.
definitely saved at least one, and
yes,
who knows how many more may have scored.
Exactly right.
Trevor Crowe for 1, leading it off. Bouncing ball to first. Morneau takes it himself, 1 away. Hey, let's go back to the STO studios right now for a Ford Sports update with Al Pawlowski.
Matt Rick, Philadelphia in action today. Cliff Lee on the hill taking on Colorado, and the Rockies on the board first. The sacrifice fly by Todd Helton puts Colorado ahead 1-0. Chase Utley sac fly in the bottom of the first. 1-1 now. It's the bottom of the second inning in Philadelphia. Back to you.
In the air, right field near the line. Kadire, long run. He makes the catch on the move. And that is out number 2. Let's have a look at the All Care Dental Indentures Smiling Easy Cam. Just a beautiful afternoon here in downtown Cleveland. 74 degrees at game time. Just a few clouds rolling in and out. With 17 locations across northeastern Ohio, All Care Dental Indentures makes seeing the dentist easy. Two away for Grady Sizemore, who's 1 for 2. Swung on and missed. 1 ball, 2 strikes the count on Grady Sizemore. Two and two. And he struck him out looking. Indians go quickly and quietly through 5. We're still tied at 1. Twins got their run in the 4th inning on a 2-out wild pitch that plated Michael Kadire. Indians' run came in the bottom of the 4th on a sacrifice fly by Johnny Peralta that brought home Asdrubal Cabrera. Carmona has had to work around some base runners today, but he's done a marvelous job. If not for that wild pitch, he may be looking at a shutout. Twins are 0 for their last 18 going back to last night when they've had a runner in scoring position, and I'm sure the frustration is mounting in that Twins dugout.
Well, they're a team, something they did so well last year was hitting with runners in scoring position, a team that led the league in that department. Guys in scoring position, and you know, sometimes it goes well for you, but there's certain times where it seems like you can't buy a hit. And right now, after the first game in this series, the Twins can't buy a hit.
Two-one in there for a called strike. Carmona just over 80 pitches now. Now the 2-2 fouled away. Well, we want to send out our deepest condolences to Eric and certainly his wife Kate. Kate's mom, Carol Kolniszewski, passed away. And certainly our thoughts and prayers are with Eric and Kate. It's not easy. I went through it myself this summer, so certainly tough times. Never easy. We know Eric has been going back and forth quite a bit to New York to be with Kate. And
yeah, they're from Buffalo, New York, upstate New York. I wonder if will he be making the trip with us to Chicago? I wonder.
2-2 pitch, tapper foul. Yeah, with the funeral arrangements being this weekend, I'm not sure how he's going to. You know, it's such a difficult thing for professional athletes and, you know, people who work in professional sports. And you have to be there for your family.
Well, I'll tell you what, it puts a true perspective on life when something like that happens. You know, a game's a game, and life and family are way above that.
Michael Kadire walked in the 2nd inning, doubled and scored in the 4th. And the 3-2 pitch. A liner into left field. And again, the Twins get that leadoff man aboard. That's now 5 out of 6 times.
And Kadire's done it 3 times. He led off the 2nd, the 4th, and now the 6th, getting on base. And this one down just enough. He is able to drop that bat head and hit it in the hole. That's hit number 6 now for Minnesota.
You know, he's the guy on this team. We talk about guys like Jason Kubel who sort of fly under the radar. And Morneau and Maurer get the ink as well. They should. They're fabulous players. But Kadire's he is an important cog in that wheel.
He was a guy that was under the radar when Kubel was hurt for the last few years, and now it's flip-flop.
Grady Sizemore will grab the ball off the bat of Creedy, one away. Here's another look at the Alltel text poll question of the game. Which recently acquired Indians reliever has impressed you the most? 1 for Jess Todd, 2 for Chris Perez, 3 for Justin Masterson. Text your answer to 31962. We'll have the results coming up later on. Low throw, and back with the dive was Kadire, who has 4 steals. Actually 5. He stole 3rd in the 4th inning, and that led to the Twins' only run today. Turned out to be a key stolen base.
This is where you'd like to see Fausta get one of his old-style ground ball double plays here. Good candidate to do it. Throw that good hard sinker down and away and let him beat it in the ground right there.
You'd almost think in a situation like this, you'd want Valbuena, the second baseman, playing almost more over in the hole. The way he tries to just shoot the ball into right field all the time.
Well, he can push it that way if you throw it inside on him a little bit more. He's just trying to serve it out there.
1-1.
Well, we'll tell you this. My main concern today before today's game was the left-handed hitters in the Minnesota lineup. Remember I told you they had 5 left-handers. Well, Fausto's been brilliant. They're 1 for 12 off him. The right-handers are 5 for 9. Of course, Kadyr's got a couple. Creedy has 1.
Cabrera.
And Cabrera has 2. So he's really handled the lefties. That's where I thought he was going to have his problems. So good for him.
Maurer has 1 hit. Morneau has a walk. Kubel 0 for 3. 1-2 pitch. Fouled away. Fausto Carmona looking, as Rick said, for that double play ball. Tapper to short.
Oh.
Cabrera will only go to first.
Just wasn't hit hard enough.
Kadir in the second, 2 away. Once again, we go back to the STO studios for a Ford Sports Update.
All right, fellas, we go to Detroit now. What kind of day has it been for the Baltimore Orioles? We'll check out this play by the Detroit Tigers. Here it comes. Maybe. Placido Polanco would hit the ball.
I think he spilled coffee and donuts in it.
It's a pitch to Alexi Casilla. It's outside.
It's coming. It's coming.
Oh, the beauty of modern technology. 1-0 the count. Casilla struck out and grounded out. Go ahead run in scoring position for Minnesota. And the count evens at 1-1. Left-hander Tony Sipp up in the Indians bullpen. This will be pitch number 95 for Carmona. And it's outside, 2-1. There's the left-hander Sipp. Missed up high, and this time Casilla able to lay off. Earlier in the game, he went chasing after that borderline pitch that was up out of the strike zone. Now he's got himself into a good count, 3-1, with Denard Span waiting on deck. Bouncing ball to short as Drupal Cabrera has it and throws him out. And once again, the leadoff hit does no damage. 1-1 our score, middle of the 6th. here at Progressive Field. Fausto Carmona, 6 innings, only 1 run allowed, did walk 3, allowed 6 hits. But when he had to make the tough pitches, he did, save for that one wild pitch that plated the only run of the game for Minnesota.
I think Carmona did, yeah. He had to work hard today, but he did a good job. Better job today than he did against Detroit. He got some tough left-handed hitters out. Very good job today.
Morneau with the flip to Blackburn, 1 away. Well, don't forget, big drawing coming up on Friday. Stop by your local Ohio Lottery retailer and pick up a Mega Millions jackpot ticket. $102 million up for grabs.
Did you get yours before we leave?
No, I forgot. Might have to stop on the way to the airport, though.
You can. You got time. We'll be partners. Get me one.
Okay.
He'll blow me off big time. You get that winning ticket and say, yeah, right, Rick, you want to drive my car for me?
Hey, Shih Tzu Chu with a bunt single. We'll be the $1 million partners.
I'll be the $1 million chauffeur. That's okay, though. I don't mind. Please replace your divots.
Yeah, big piece of turf came loose there.
Well, it was a perfect bunt by Chu. You know, if you feel you're going to get that pitch away, back at third base is Creedy. He's nowhere in sight. The only one that could do anything was Nick Blackburn. And he came in, and you're right, that knee slid into the turf.
Like a gopher hole.
And he did. Took a big piece of turf coming up. He wanted to do the old pop-up slide. So a base hit for Chu.
1 on, 1 out for Johnny Peralta. Double play ball to second. 4, 6, 3, inning over. 6 complete, still tied at 1. Visit directenergy.com/GoTribe for details. And by AM/PM. Too much good stuff. One our score. 7th inning here at Progressive Field. Get the stylish hat and the backpack
Look at
protector.
that. How about that? That looks good. Looks like the agent for a Ninja Turtle.
Secret agent man.
Yeah.
Tony Sipp coming on for the Tribe to make his 24th appearance. A win, no losses, ERA 5.09. Sipp will face the top of the order for Minnesota. Denard Span, Orlando Cabrera, Joe Mauer.
He pitched an inning in Tuesday's game. Pitched the 7th inning, went 1-2-3, was able to get Creedy, Young, and Gomez. Nice job by Fausto Carmona today. Good second start. He built on the first one. This one was even better.
Denard Span shoots it back foul. When it comes to matching up, you're almost better off throwing a right-hander against Span than a lefty.
Well, you are. He hits the left-handers better than he does righties, without a doubt.
Seventh in the American League against left-handed pitching.
Yeah, he and Ichiro are the only two left-handers in the top 10, but you also have Mauer and Morneau possibly in this inning. You'll have Mauer, possibly Morneau if somebody should reach.
Good pitch, up and in, and the count 1-2.
There is the difference, a 100-point difference. Lefties to righties for this guy, and that's a rarity. Now, you see right-handers do that all the time, where righties are better against righties than lefties. But it's rare that you see lefties that much higher.
Very rare.
Against lefties than righties.
And it might be just one of those years for Denard Span, too. Who knows?
True.
The 1-2. Check swing foul. Denard Span, who's having a terrific year, had a 4-hit game against Detroit earlier this year. All 4 hits were singles. You know, normally if a guy has a multi-hit game, especially a 4-hit game, he's swinging the bat so well, he's so locked in, there's an extra base hit in there somewhere.
Well, this guy is mostly all singles anyway. When you look at him on the year, he only has 6 doubles. He has 5 triples. And he has 6 home runs. Everything else are singles out of his 104 hits.
Yeah.
So 11-17. So you're about 87, 88 hits. All singles. But it's his job is to get on base.
And he struck him out looking. Tony Sipp takes care of Span, 1 down in the 7th. Let's get a look at our Northern Ohio Toyota dealers game recap. Michael Kadire scored the Twins' only run on a wild pitch in the top of the 4th. Bottom of the 4th, Johnny Peralta tied it with a sac fly. Bringing home Asdrubal Cabrera. That's where we stand here in the 7th. For a dealer near you, visit buyatoyota.com. Orlando Cabrera, 2 for 2, 2 singles. Dropped down a sacrifice bunt in the 1st inning. Last night we showed the flashback highlight clip of his brother Holbert Cabrera, who had the game-winning hit in that amazing come-from-behind win the Indians had against Seattle. Down 12 runs in 2001. Two balls and 1 strike. And for those of you who may have missed it, Holbert Cabrera broke his bat, singled it into left field, and Kenny Lofton came home with the game winner. 15-14. The Indians won it after being down a dozen runs in the 7th inning.
You may have missed it, but you won't forget it.
Yeah. Holbert Cabrera, Orlando's brother, was one of those guys who could play a number of different positions, ran well. In the air, center field, Grady Sizemore is under it. 2 down. How about our Mercedes attention assist of the game?
Boy, here's one that really saved a run and helped out Carmona. Beautiful play by Cabrera. I didn't think Valbuena would have a chance, but he still tried to turn it. That's a beautiful play. It was a force out, was not a double play, but nicely done.
The fact that he got an out, period. The fact that he stopped the ball made it a pretty spectacular
the
play.
most important thing you have to do is get an out. You know, get the 1, not 2. The number 2 comes with the bonus.
Joe Mauer takes a strike. He's 1 for 3 today. Singled his last time up. That .359 batting average, second only to Seattle's Ichiro Suzuki. Slowly hit towards second. Valbuena from the outfield grass, throwing on the move, and he gets his man. Tony Sipp sets him down 1-2-3. Stretch time in Cleveland. Tied at 1. Stuffed sandwiches while watching the game. And don't forget to take advantage of their beautiful outdoor patios, home of the best outdoor dining in town. Visit paninisgrill.com. Nick Blackburn will start the bottom of the 7th inning. 90 pitches under his belt. But after he struggled through a 38-pitch 4th inning in which he allowed the only run to the Indians, he made 9 pitches to get through the 5th and 4 to get through the 6th. Travis Hafner singled in that 4th inning. And now he's behind in the count 0-2. So for whatever reason, the 4th inning is just a mental block for Nick Blackburn. That's the one inning this year that he's had the most trouble with. And even though he only allowed the 1 run, he made a lot of pitches and did allow the Indians to come back and tie the game.
Again, he's looking to go 7 innings. And I told you earlier in the day, every time against the Indians, this is start number 6, but out of his first 5 starts, 4 times he has gone 7 innings. And when he has gone 7 innings, he is 4-0.
Travis Hafner's second hit of the day is a knock into center field.
There's a breaking ball. He tried to throw a couple to Hafner in his last at-bat. He gave him a little swinging room that time and threw it away from him.
It brings up Chris Jimenez, who walked his last time up. His mom, Pam, back home in California celebrating her birthday. Would love to see. She don't want to see him bunt. She wants to see him go yard here.
Yeah, it's too late. Though it's the 7th inning. The manager takes over the game now.
Get that go-ahead run into scoring position. That's the task at hand now. Blackburn sets. Jimenez squares. Bunts it up the first base line, but it goes foul. So the count 0-2. Yeah, it's time to take advantage of the Browns Family Value Pack. You get 4 preseason tickets, 4 hot dogs, 4 sodas, all for just $99. That's a $162 value. And the Browns Family Value Pack is available for a limited time only, so call 440-824-3434 or visit clevelandbrowns.com to order yours. No balls, 2 strikes. Leadoff man aboard here in the home half of the 7th. And a strikeout. That's just the second today for Blackburn.
Well, we would like you to fill the house for the American Cancer Society. That'll be Wednesday when the Rangers are going to be in town. Every ticket sold, $1 will be donated to that charity. This season-long community outreach program has already raised over $300,000 for local charities. You can visit Indians.com, fill the house for more info.
Luis Valbuena for 2 steps in. Now we have some activity in the Twins bullpen as Blackburn closes in on the 100 pitch mark today. Two balls, no strikes. And that's going to send Mike Redmond to the mound. This next pitch will be number 100 for Blackburn as Matt Guerrier heats it up in the Twins bullpen. Now, even though the game was out of hand when the Twins bullpen came in late in the game in the 7th and 8th inning, Maharis and Guerrier combined to strike out the side in back-to-back innings.
Yeah, we went from 4 strikeouts to 10 in a hurry.
2-0 pitch. Down low, 3-0. Switch hitter Trevor Crowe waits on deck. And it's ball 4. And that's just the second walk issued by Nick Blackburn today. 2 on with 1 out. And it brings up Trevor Crowe, who is 0 for 2 with a couple of ground ball outs. Here comes the pitching coach, Rick Anderson, out for a chat to stall for a little time to allow Guerrier to get warmed up. And a reminder, we'll be in Chicago tomorrow when the Indians open a 3-game weekend series. 3 different start times for you. Friday night, we'll be on at 8 o'clock on Sports Time Ohio. Jeremy Sowers against Mark Burley. Saturday night, it'll be a 7 o'clock start. Carl Pavano will go for the Tribe. White Sox have not yet named their starter. And then on Sunday, 2 o'clock start. That'll be on Channel 3. And it'll be David Huff against Jose Contreras. Two on, 1 out. Trevor Crowe trying to put the Indians in front here today. Line drive, base hit, left center field. Coming around third, Travis Hafner. He'll score the go-ahead run. Into third is Valbuena, and Trevor Crowe delivers an RBI double. And for the first time today, the Indians lead it 2-1.
I feel like Crowe wasting no time. He did that last night after the pitching coach came to the mound from the right side of the plate, came up and took the first pitch from Liriano and got a base hit with the bases loaded to left field. This time, after the pitching coach comes out, he drives the ball in the left center field, gets a double, and a nice job of hitting right there by Trevor Crowe. That ball down, he's a good low ball hitter, and that's going to do it for Nick Blackburn. He will not get a win in today's ball game against the Tribe, but has a chance for the loss.
So Blackburn departs after 6 1/3 innings. He's allowed 2 runs. Indians at second and third, and still only 1 out. one run here in the 7th inning. And Nick Blackburn, who pitched well but didn't have a whole lot of run support today, is on the short end of a 2-1 score. Matt Guerrier comes in. Indians second and third, 1 out. Wyatt Torregas will be the batter. He's 0 for 2. Twins bring the infield in, cut of the grass around the horn. Guerrier, a strikeout pitcher.
Well, he pitched an inning last night and struck out 3. Did hit a guy.
Torregas in the air, center field, coming hard, Span. He'll make the catch. Tagging, coming home, Valbuena. Here's the throw to the plate. The slide, and he is out at the dish. So Span made a good, strong throw. Redmond blocked the plate. And Valbuena is out at home. The Indians take the lead 2-1 through 7. There at Progressive Field. Tony Sipp set him down 1-2-3 in the 7th. He'll stay on to work the 8th, at least to face the first two, Justin Morneau and Jason Kubel, both left-handed hitters. And Michael Kadire due up third, and we'll see if we get Joe Smith at that point. He was warming in the Indians' bullpen. Morneau 0 for 2 with a walk. The Indians leading it for the first time today, 2-1. After back-to-back blowout games, this one has been dominated by pitching and defense. Morneau hits it well to right, but he got it off the end of the bat, and Chu makes the catch, 1 down. Here are the results of the Alltel text poll question of the game. 54% have been impressed most by Justin Masterson, and why not? The other night when he came in, he did an excellent job, and the Indians' plan is to get him one more bullpen outing where they can continue to stretch him out, and then they want to insert him into the starting rotation. Jason Kubel 0 for 3 today. Popped up back. This one's coming close to us. Just shy of the press box, and down below it goes. Swung on and missed, 1-2 the count. Another hard hit ball to right, and this one's going to drop in for a hit. So a 1-out single for Kubel. And we'll see. Here comes Eric Wedge. He's going to go to Joe Smith. So we've got a timeout here at Progressive Field. Indians lead at 2-1. Twins have the tying run at first with one down here in the 8th inning, and we'll be right back. And on for the try, right-hander Joe Smith. Joe Smith is making his 29th appearance on the year. No wins or losses, ERA at 3.70. In 24 1/3 innings, he's walked 13 and struck out 23. He'll face Michael Kadire, who has walked, doubled, singled, and scored the Twins' only run. Carlos Gomez has come on to run for Jason Kubel. Represents the tying run. Smith delivers the first pitch strike to Kadire. Another throw over. Gomez has 10 steals this year. He's been caught 5 times.
Oh, he's
almost had him that time.
He is definitely leaning. He's thinking about running. There's no doubt about it. Last time looked like he had a little flinch as well. He's inching out to as far as he can get. And a nice little quick pitch there.
Bouncer to second. And they'll take the sure out at first base. 2 away. Tying run into scoring position.
Well, an Indians game always makes a great group outing, and groups of 25 or more receive discounts of up to half off ticket prices. Call 216-420-HITS. Organize a group outing at Progressive Field today.
Two down for Joe Creedy, who is 1 for 3, doubled back in the second inning. Takes the ball down low. Oh, a pretty good looking pitch. 2-0.
Didn't bite.
Swung at that one, 2-1. Joe Smith's just going to wait for Gomez. Was about 20 feet off the base at second.
There's 2 outs, and the middle infielders are back. But what Gomez has got to realize, hey, man, you got to let your hitter take chance. He's making his hitter wait. He's not going to take off for third base. He's in scoring position. So just stay put and get your good lead. And don't distract your hitter by any means. I mean, he's right in the middle of the diamond. If he starts nudging off and trying to get a little bit farther, the pitcher's just going to sit and hold the ball.
3-1 the count with Mike Redmond waiting on deck. Creedy went after it, fouls it back, full count. So 2 down, tying run at second base for Minnesota here in the 8th inning. And a 3-ball, 2-strike count on the hitter, Joe Creedy is. Joe Smith wants a new baseball. And here comes Ron Gardenhire out of the Twins
dugout. You may
dugout.
want to check on Creedy's wrist. I saw him flex it a couple of times after he took that first slider. He flexed his wrist a couple of times. And I think that's exactly, you see, that's what they're talking about. You go back, he went to check, remember that swing or foul ball, and then all of a sudden there it is, there's the foul ball. Now watch, he's going to come around and there's his wrist. It's bothering him.
Tell you what, if I'm Young, Punto, or Harris right there, I'm going, oh, please don't pick me. They go up in a 3-2 count with 2 outs.
Yeah, they got nothing. That's how everybody should hit. 3-2, 2 outs. If it's there, get after it.
Creedy stays in there. Joe Smith lets it go. And a swing and a miss. He struck him out. So Joe Smith does his job. And we'll go to the bottom of the 8th. Tribe still leads it 2-1. Joe Smith came on to get a big strikeout of Joe Creedy. stranding the tying run in scoring position. Denard Span slides over to left, and Carlos Gomez stays in the game. He's now in center. Top of the order for the Tribe, Matt Guerrier. Got the last 2 outs in the 7th inning on a double play. Not exactly conventional, but the fly ball to center and then the throw home to retire Valbuena, who had tagged and tried to score. Popped in the air, left field. Span has it, 1 away. Let's go back to the STO studios once again for a Ford Sports Update with Al.
Matt and Rick, let's go to Chicago South Side. Angels White Sox here in the first inning. 2 outs, 2 on for the Angels. Gordon Beckham, wild throw. That'll get those 2 runs in. Angels have the lead, 2-0 over the White Sox. They're now in the top of the 2nd inning. Back to you.
All right, thanks, Al. Tigers continue to beat up Baltimore 6-1. Detroit over the Orioles up in the Motor City. This scoreboard update is brought to you by Coors Light. Frost brewed Coors Light, the world's most refreshing beer. Now the 1-1. Bouncing to second. Routine for Casilla. 2 away. Hey, coming up tonight at 10:30, it's another installment of Training Camp Daily right here on Sports Time Ohio. Join Jim Donovan, Tony Grossi, Mary Kay Cabot, all the gang. They'll be out at training camp in Berea. All the updates on what is going on today. They're actually out there right now. Hitting blocking sleds, tackling dummies.
Well, it's that time of year, baby.
Yes, it is.
It's their spring training.
I'm sure Coach Mangini would like some warmer weather. Coaches like that really hot.
I think it's
August
beautiful. I think
weather.
the players sort of like this.
Oh, they've got to love it.
Yes, indeed.
As my high school coach would say, you'd come out on a day like this, and he said, oh, we got a break in the weather.
Yeah.
Chu had a base hit in the 6th inning, but he had a key at bat in the 4th with a runner at second base. He drove his ball to deep center field, deep enough that allowed Asdrubal Cabrera to tag at second and go to third. And then he came home on a sacrifice fly by Johnny Peralta to get the Indians' first run, and that tied the game. Now he's got a base hit to center field. 2 hits for Chu and a 2-out base runner for Johnny Peralta.
Ooh, a pitch up out over the plate. Chu right. Easy for him to go to center field on. Hit number 8 for the Tribe.
Kerry Wood loosening in the bullpen, ready to come on in the 9th. Johnny shoots it back. For what it's worth in today's game, all 8 hits for the Indians have come courtesy of the left-handed hitters. Peralta, Jimenez, and Wyatt Torregas, the right-handed hitters, 0 for 7 combined. But Peralta had the big RBI. Pitch out, nothing doing. So Peralta, even though he doesn't have a hit today, picked up another RBI. So that's 17 runs batted in now in his last 14 games. And you're not going to get a hit in every game. We know that there are peaks and valleys, but Johnny has consistently been able to drive in runs since the All-Star break. And with the reshuffled lineup, batting in that cleanup spot that was really a position he thrived in a year ago.
He's a second half guy. I don't know what else you can say. He played very well in the second half last year. Off to another good start this year. Except this year, a little different circumstances. Instead of Hafner being hurt, Martinez out. Well, Hafner's here. Martinez is traded in a much different look, as last year was injuries.
Chu with a modest lead at first. And Peralta swings and misses 2-2. Now you might see Chu take off. Peralta in the air, right center. Gomez runs it down, and the inning is over. We'll go to the ninth here at Progressive Field. Cleveland 2, Minnesota 1. Try to come on and close it out for Cleveland. Kerry Wood making his 41st appearance of the year. He has 14 saves. He's worked a total of 37 innings, 19 walks, 42 strikeouts.
Well, he's got 8, 9, and 1 in the lineup, so it's going to be Redmond, Casilla, and Span, the scheduled hitters. Always the key is that leadoff man.
Down low for ball one. Mike Redmond today 0 for 3. He has lined softly to second, grounded out to second, and grounded out to short. Fastball strike in the outside corner. tardy on that swing, 1-2.
This is only the second game that Carey has appeared against Minnesota this year. And he has a save in his one game. Pitched an inning, given up a hit, walked one, struck out one.
Now the 1-2. Oh, he froze him with a beautiful off-speed pitch. One down in the ninth. A good old-fashioned knee buckler. There's our Northern Ohio Buick Pontiac GMC performance of the game, Trevor Crowe. He knocked in the go-ahead run in the 7th inning.
Jumped on that first pitch. Made it a 2-1 ball game. That's the difference in it right now.
We'll get a pinch hitter now for Alexi Casilla. And it's going to be Brendan Harris. Harris this year as a pinch hitter is 2 for 5.
Well, you put the right-hander up, you figure your options here. He's got Nick Punto, the switch hitter, and Casilla. They've both been struggling offensively, so Harris has got a little pop at his bat. And that's his best option, whether it be righty-righty, it doesn't matter. He's figuring he's a decent fastball hitter.
Fastball 97 miles an hour. 1-1 to count. Conrad's postgame show comes your way right after we wrap things up here. Stay tuned. We'll look back at the highlights, get you ready for the upcoming series in Chicago.
Oh, yeah.
1-2 to count.
Boy, that's I don't care if you're a good fastball hitter or not. When he locates that pitch down and away right there, you're not going to hit it anyway.
Crowd of 21,657 on this Thursday afternoon affair. Gary Woods 1-2. Banged on the ground to third. Johnny Peralta flips it over 2 away. And that will leave it to Denard Span for Minnesota. Denard Span today is 0 for 3. He walked way back in the first. The Indians trying to send Minnesota 2 games below the 500 mark. And a ground ball to short as Dribble Cabrera has it. Got him. The Indians win the series, taking 2 out of 3 from the Minnesota Twins. And the Tribe has now won 10 of their last 15 games. Minnesota, meanwhile, slumping, has lost 5 of their last 6. Great job by Fausto Carmona.